If you're running the free version of Davinci Resolve and you're running it on a Windows PC, your whole experience within Davinci Resolve is about to get a whole lot smoother, a whole lot faster, and a whole lot better overall. Hooray! In Davinci Resolve 19, which is still currently in beta, you can download it if you want to. It might be a bit buggy. It won't pop up in your version of Davinci Resolve that's installed just yet. When it eventually goes stable, we don't know when that's going to be, it will automatically pop up. Yada 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 yada. Part of the release notes, it says up to 3 times faster H.264 and H.265 decodes on non-studio versions in Windows. Essentially, what they've done is they have enabled GPU accelerated decoding on the free version. Yeah! Now this is only off some preliminary testing which I've done. So this isn't confirmed by Blackmagic. I've just been digging around to check it, and that appears to be what is happening, which is just good news. So all I did was I installed the old stable release 18.6.6. We shoved some high resolution footage on the timeline. This is all 6K. It's from my lovely Panasonic Lumix S5 Mark II X shot with the Hooray anamorphic lenses. De-squeezed it, added a bit of a color grade so that it looks sort of normal. And as I scrub through the timeline, it's not bad, but it gets a bit choppy here and there. And if you hit play, it might just take a second, and it's not as fluid as it could well be. Now, if I open up the task manager while I'm doing this, have a look in the GPU area, you can actually see there's a video decode area. So this is the actual dedicated video decoding part of my graphics card, and we can see how much that is being utilized. And as you can see, it's not. My big, fat, expensive, but very powerful graphics card is just sitting there basically not doing much of anything when I'm actually doing the work on the timeline itself. So then I installed Davinci Resolve 19 Beta 1. Exactly the same project, exactly the same footage, everything was completely identical, and it just feels quicker. Everything's just a bit more responsive, it's a bit snappier, you can do cuts without that tiny little delay. It is a tiny delay, but it's there. You can kind of feel it when you're chopping around on the previous version. Now it's all gone. Now it feels super smooth. And if we open up the task manager once again and we wiggle about on the timeline, you can see my graphics card, the video decoder area, is now being utilized. Now, interestingly, in the studio version, you can kind of enable this. There's an option to enable or disable the 264, 265 GPU accelerated decoding within the properties. That isn't there on the free version, but by default, that's exactly what it is doing. Hooray! Indeed. Now, I've kind of been pondering this whole thing while making this video, and first up, I think this is a brilliant move from Blackmagic. Nearly everyone will download the free version first, even if they plan to buy the studio version, because they'll give it a go. If that free version is running slower than they expected, it may put them off from upgrading to the studio version. Now, this free version is just as fast as the studio version, so you kind of get the best of Davinci Resolve straight out the gate in terms of actual timeline performance, which just makes Resolve look better to everyone. Good move, Blackmagic. Then I started pondering, why? Why are they doing this, and why now? Well, in my opinion, a good few years ago, before sort of magic masks and all this fancy stuff came around, there wasn't actually that big of a gap between the free version and the studio versions. The studio version, it gave you that extra performance, and it did a few additional nice things, noise reduction, that sort of thing, but it wasn't sort of leaps and bounds ahead of the free version. Now, because they've added so much cool stuff to the studio version, you've got your magic masks, you've got the noise reduction, you've got a new version of noise reduction, you've got some new tracking features, you've got these new music remixers and all these super fancy AI tools. There's still reasons to buy the studio version, even if the performance is the same, because it has so many good tools to differentiate itself from the free version. And I think now this is why they're making this choice. It might not even be a choice. It might even be in the fact that, I don't know, something happened in the background and they didn't have to pay any licenses for GPU stuff. Oh, I don't know. I'm just pondering. But it seems like perfect timing, and I think it's a great move. Anyway, that's the waffly end to this video, which is going to kill my retention. But thanks ever so much for watching. Take it easy. Have a great weekend, knowing that Davinci Resolve just got faster for everyone. Winner. Take it easy. Bye.